Ukraine, backed by Canada and other countries known as the Coalition of the Willing, have set a midnight deadline, Eastern European time, for an unconditional 30-day ceasefire to kick in, or else Moscow will face a new wave of crippling sanctions. In a rare overnight address, Vladimir Putin laid out a counter-proposal. No immediate pause in fighting. Instead, he's suggesting the first face-to-face talks since the early days of the war.
We propose to the Kyiv authorities to resume the talks they stopped and terminated in April 2022. I'm referring to direct talks without any preconditions, and we propose to start immediately on next Thursday, on the 15th of May, in Istanbul.
Now, as Putin was laying out his proposal for peace talks, Russian forces ended a unilateral 3-day truce, launching 108 drones right across Ukraine. According to Ukrainian officials, all but 7 were either shot down or fell short. But those that got through led to several injuries and damage to a number of homes. CBC's Anna Cunningham is following the story for us from our London bureau. Anna, remind us, what is Vladimir Putin proposing and why is he doing this now?
Well, Natasha, the Russian president is not a man who likes ultimatums, and that's exactly what he got Saturday from the so-called Coalition of the Willing, including Canada. We know Ukraine's allies said sign up for a 30-day unconditional ceasefire starting Monday or face new sanctions. And this really was President Vladimir Putin's reply. He chose to deliver it at 2 a.m. from inside the Kremlin. And on the face of this, it's fairly consistent with the Kremlin's message. President Putin claiming he wants peace now, but only on his terms. Clearly, that was a message for Kyiv and its allies, but I think also this was a message directed at the White House because Putin, we know, wants to keep on side with President Donald Trump. I mean, he's met with his special advisor, Steve Witkoff, 4 times this year, and he wants the US president not to see him as an obstacle to peace. So he's keen for the US to lift sanctions and boost Russia's economy. But the issue for President Putin is that ultimatum of a ceasefire Monday. And the fact that it came with President Trump's approval. We've seen the US flip-flop in terms of its approach to Russia and Ukraine to the point of saying it's on the brink of withdrawing from all talks. So here today you have Russia saying we're ready for talks before a ceasefire. Now, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has given a cautious response. Take a look at this. He says it is a positive sign that the Russians have finally begun to consider ending the war. The entire world has been waiting for this for a very long time. And the very first step in truly ending any war is a ceasefire. He goes on to say there's no point in continuing the killing, even for a single day. We expect Russia to confirm a ceasefire, full, lasting and reliable, starting tomorrow, May the 12th, and Ukraine is ready to meet. So, Natasha, Kyiv is sceptical that this is any sort of olive branch from Moscow. It wants that ceasefire first before talks, but that's the opposite of what Russia's proposing.
Okay, really complicated situation continues to remain complicated. Let's talk about what we're seeing in terms of other reaction to what Putin is proposing.
Yeah, the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has said it's a good sign, but it's far from sufficient. Let's show you what the French President Emmanuel Macron's been saying. He posted this. There can be no negotiations while weapons are speaking. There can be no dialogue if at the same time civilians are being bombed. A ceasefire is needed now so that talks can begin for peace. And we know that Prime Minister Mark Carney has made clear Canada's position. He posted this Saturday saying we continue to support a 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine without conditions or delays. A path to peace has been proposed. An end to this senseless and brutal war is possible. Now, Russia must come to the table in good faith. If Russia chooses to reject or delay the ceasefire, we'll pursue further and stronger sanctions. And Natasha, we've just had confirmation from the State Department in Washington confirming that US Secretary of State Marco Rubio is actually going to be in Turkey later this week for an informal NATO foreign ministers meeting about the Russia-Ukraine war. Coincidentally, those dates are the same as Putin's suggestion of peace talks in Istanbul. But look, the immediate question for Ukraine's allies is, if there's no ceasefire tomorrow, do they follow through with increasing sanctions? And Kyiv, we know, has been clear today, no ceasefire, then no meeting in Istanbul.
CBC's Anna Cunningham in London. Thank you, Anna.